This song you're listening to right now, isn't it great? The catchy melody, the heart-pounding beat, and the captivating singer's voice. We enjoy the finished song like this. But have you ever thought about how much sweat and effort from so many people is hidden behind its creation? We bring you the story of the unsung heroes of Indian music. The question is, why don't they get their due credit or cash? We've seen such interesting concepts depicted in the movie Coolie Number 1. But how far is the truth from fiction? Hello, and welcome to Gravitas Plus. This is the story of countless musicians who are forgotten without a name or compensation. The Indian music industry is a flourishing market worth over $1 billion. Indian songs are going global. According to the Indian Performing Rights Society, IPRS, in 2024 alone, it collected over 60 billion rupees in royalties, and 70% of that came from digital streaming. But there are people who are not invited to this massive feast. Lyricist Varun Grover, known for films like Masan and Gangs of Wasseypur, says, "Session musicians deserve way more than what they are getting." Now let me show you what he means. In the iconic Bollywood song, Credit De Do Ya, actors Ranveer Singh and Alia Bhatt are seen struggling to take their names off the song they had recorded because they were uncredited. How relatable is that? But behind the hilarious narrative in the music video, there's a bitter truth that resonates with countless musicians. When you stream your favorite tracks on Spotify or Apple Music, you probably know the singers and the music directors. But have you ever wondered about the musicians who breathe life into these songs? The ones who play the guitar, the keyboard, the violin, the drums, and all those instruments that make the song come alive. They are called session musicians. But guess what? Session musicians are an integral part of the music industry. Yet they often work in obscurity. Many of them remain anonymous, their names lost in the shuffle. And the sad part is that despite being instrumental in creating chart-topping hits, these musicians rarely receive proper recognition or fair compensation. Now I will tell you what some experts have to say. Music composer Joel Mukherjee says, "The concept of royalty distribution is still in a very nascent stage in India, and this is something that I think needs to change immediately. Even FM stations do the same." For legendary violinist Jitendra Javda, who has worked in the industry for more than 5 decades, the issue is even more grave. He says, "The typical work which we do here does not have any discussed contract. We rely on our seniors, our colleagues, our friends, our guru, our teachers, and our past experiences. It is like the hours we work for them, or the instrument we like to play." Composer Madhav Ajgaonkar sums it up perfectly. Forget money, even the credits are missing. Often there are no records of who played what instrument. Now I will show you what the law says. Back in 2012, India passed a landmark Copyright Amendment Act. The law theoretically recognizes the rights of performers. However, most session musicians are not registered with collective management organizations, and they rarely, if ever, sign contracts that guarantee royalties. Lyricist Varun Grover reveals how labels cleverly circumvent the law. They would say, "Here's Rs 10 lakh for your song. Rs 9 lakh is advance royalty for 50 years. They'd even add wild clauses about perpetuity across all galaxies. And you are left with no option but to sign on the dotted line. So what's the solution? Can technology help set things right? After all, we are living in the golden age of streaming. Well, there is hope on the horizon. As digital platforms evolve, there is a growing demand for transparency. Consumers are no longer content with just knowing the singer or the music director's name. They want to know who else contributed to making the song. And this is where we need to start. Recently, some composers have started crediting their musicians, and that is a step in the right direction. some independent musicians are also taking matters into their own hands. Varun Grover released his film, All India Rank, soundtrack on his own YouTube channel, meticulously listing every instrumentalist by name. However, this practice is far from widespread. We need a collective effort to ensure that session musicians get their well-deserved recognition. The European music industry offers a glimmer of hope. There, non-featured performers have a legal right to equitable remuneration through collective management organizations. While the Indian system is catching up, we can learn from the experiences of countries like Germany, France, and Spain, who have implemented effective measures to protect the rights of musicians. In India, there are organizations like the Indian Singers Rights Association, ISRA, and the Indian Performing Rights Society, IPRS, which are working towards safeguarding the interests of music creators. But as we bask in the glory of India's digital music revolution, we must not forget the countless stories behind the scenes. So the next time you listen to your favorite song, take a moment to appreciate the unsung heroes of Indian music, the session musicians who make it all possible, and let's work together to ensure that their contribution is not just heard, but also fairly compensated. I'm the host. This is Gravitas Plus. We'll be back soon with another insightful story. Keep watching.